Let me take you back in time to 1997. In 1997, when I was a mere 14 years of age, I got this. This was the first Warhammer box I ever owned for myself. And now I've got another one. New and sealed. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I'd played on the edition before. It's the one that had high elves and goblins in it before. One of my friends had one of those, and that got me into the hobby. But when this beastie came out, that's when I really got into the hobby for the first time. And this was it. This was my entry into the world of Warhammer. And I collected wood elves back then, just like I do now. So yeah, I managed to get a hold of this again. A little blast from the past. And I thought I'd open it up for you to have a look and see what we were playing all those years ago. Some of you might not have been into the hobby, or perhaps not even born when this was first released. So shall we have a look and see what you get inside? Let's look at the back of the box first. Right. So you can see the two armies in this box. It was the Lizardmen and the Bretonnians. The Lizardmen and Bretonnians were both pretty much new armies at this point. They kind of sort of existed in the past, but not under the names and in the guise that they were finally released in here. Bretonnians, I think they had some small metal releases back in the 80s, and there were the Slan from the Lizardmen as well in the 80s there, or early 90s. But yeah, this is when they both became full-fledged armies with their own army books, and it was pretty cool. So you can see you've got a whole host of rule books there. You've got magic item cards and spell cards. You've got your normal kind of red measuring sticks like you still get today. You've got your templates. One thing I really liked, you got this wooden paper cardboard scenery. So there's like a castle, tower, a little house, and a little hut as well, which was nice. And there's also a fallen giant template in there. So there's quite a lot there. And in terms of troops, you had, let's have a look, 12 Bretonnian knights and 24 Bretonnian bowmen. There's 32 Lizardmen Skinks and 20 Lizardmen Saurus warriors. So plenty of little guys to get going. This was before the thing they do now where they start including some really interesting things. There wasn't anything like a wizard or a commander or anything like that in there. It was basically just troops back when these were done. But even with this, it's a good start for an army. I mean, with these Bretonnians, you wouldn't need to add that much more to have a nice beginner force there. And with the Lizardmen, you could get one of the, like, there's the plastic kit with the leader guy. I don't know what they're called for the Lizardmen, but you can get that for, what, £9. So you could very quickly turn one of these into a playable army. Unless the rules have totally changed and you can't use skinks anymore, or the Bretonnian bowmen have stopped being used. I don't think they have, but what do I know? Anyway, without further ado, hobby knife, let's get inside this baby and have a look at the stuff. If you're wondering where I got this from, it was an eBay auction, as the best items usually are. Didn't set me back much at all. About a third of the price of the current Warhammer box set. This was just about £20, just under £20. So, I mean, £20, I mean, you can't go wrong even if you just use the Bretonnian Knights out of it. That's pretty good. Right. So, let's get inside and have a look. There you go, you can see it's absolutely packed to the rafters with models. Now, back in these days, the models were a lot less unique than modern ones. They very much had only a couple of variations at most in the plastic kits. So we can see here, these are the Bretonnian Knight sprues. Can you see that? So you've got the main body there with a little kind of pole to stick down into the horse. You've got his head, shield there, and there's what appears to be another head there. There's a spear. It looks like you have got quite a few heads actually. It's been a while since I looked in this, but yeah, I'm actually quite impressed. It's a nice little kind of sprue, that. Obviously the way they do the layout on them is a lot better now. They really are a lot more compact these days. You probably get just as much stuff in the box, but it's really condensed better. So I think probably, let's have a look, there's one sprue of those, two, yeah, so you've got 3 sprues of the Bretonnian Knights there. Then you've got some Saurus Warrior sprues. So you can see you've got the body, the head, the shield and the weapon arm. It's the same basic idea for all of those. They do seem to have different head and weapon variations. I should imagine there's probably some slight variations also in the bodies, but probably fairly minimal there. But that's quite cool. Oh, the shields have slight differences as well. So you can see that one there, it's got like a slan face. That one's got like a snake. So let's see how many of those there are. There's 2 there. So that's 8 of those. There's one there, and one there. So that's 5 of those. 5 times 4, you've got 20 of them so far there. That's that. And these will be the Skinks. So again, you've got the Skinks are a single piece model. You've got 8 Skinks to a sprue. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues of Skinks there. And I've lost a base. And then you've got, oh, the dice are all loose. Interesting. In there. And here's your Bretonnian Bowmen. So again, 8 to a sprue. Fairly basic single piece miniatures. And there are again variations on them. So you see that one's got his bows in the ground. That one's got them on his waist. And yeah, it looks like there's just the two variations of those. You've got these haven't changed a single bit since about 1992. And then let's see what else is there. How to paint your models. So you've got a nice basic kind of 90s style painting guide with the green bases there. Real kind of beginner step-by-steps. And some pictures of the finished articles. It's pretty cool. Let's see what else is in here. There's a registration card of some kind. Games Workshop roster. Join the Games Workshop roster. We will send you the very latest information about new games, supplements and miniatures as they become available. Maybe I should send that off now. See what happens. Right. Let's see what else is in here. It's all a bit loose. So let's get some of the odd bits off. The World of Hobby Games brochure. So it's like a miniature White Dwarf basically. So you've got that. This is how White Dwarf always looked back then. You see the old kit boxes as well, the white ones. The army books with the wood elves in front there because they were the latest one at the time. A little bit about the 40k box at the time, the second edition I think. So you can see there you've got Space Marines and Orcs. Back when Gretchen looked like that. You had identical Gretchen. And they didn't need a Runtide back then. They used to actually do what they're told. So you got some more boxes. It's kind of like a catalogue. Oh, I used to love Warhammer Quest. I really hope they bring that back one day. Remake it, like they did for Space Hulk, which is there. Ooh. Necromunda as well, that was always cool. Some Games Workshop store photos. All those kids there, they're probably all about 30 and 40 now. Yeah. A little bit about White Dwarf, about the card inserts, features, battle reports, heavy metal, masterclass, the mail order, and a nice little heavy metal miniatures showcase as well. Mail order. How to make your own gaming table. Don't buy the Velma Battle, just do what they tell you in here. Dead easy. And a bit about Games Day and Golden Demon. So that's that. Now what else? Ah, yes. The mail order catalogue. As it was. A big fold out, massive fold out poster about the Bretonia and Lizardmen and what you could order, and the paints. So the paints you see were £1.50 each there, those nice paint sets. They had themed paint sets for each of the armies as well at the time. So you could have like the Bretonian paint set, the Wood Elf paint set. And there you go, you can see on the back as well, they've also got, they had army packs then. So 550 points of dwarfs for £37. Chaos, you could have a 1063 point Chaos army for 60 quid. And all sorts, that's fantastic. The prices are very different now, aren't they? Right, so that's that. As usual, you've got your Getting Started booklet. These are now in colour, but basic rules for playing a game and assembling the scenery. A random little fold out. Then what? Ah, the rulebook, aka the battle book. Full colour, modelling, what you need to play, scenarios, scenery, maps, history about the Empire, Lizardmen, High Elves. Ah, so you had a full bit of history. This isn't even the rulebook. This is literally just an entire book of lore. That's brilliant, that is. I'm going to read through that. I bet a lot of that's changed over the years, but that's absolutely awesome. What else? A roster sheet. Could do with these now. You write your army in there. Awesome. Now this one's the rulebook. Again, no full colour. Dead nice. Gorgeous. Although not much use now, I suppose, with the rules having changed about 5 times since then. You have this, the quick reference play sheet, which is always in the back of the books now, with like the 2-hit chart, 2 wound charts. Very nice. I wish we still had those separate. And small card. This is your special items, notes and victories, and see, they had these cards where you could even write in all your units. It'd be lovely if you still had those, wouldn't it? And there's a second one of the play sheets. Cards. So you got templates, including a Fallen Tree Man template, Fallen Giant, some buildings, some more cardboard building, and finally, if I try not to drop it everywhere, in there's all the bases, all the horses, and a few dice, so your typical kind of misfire dice there. And yeah, that's it, that's all you get. And I'm coming up on 15 minutes, so I might have to end it there, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.